Hi, my name's Norwich, and some of you know me, Sean Spurs video podcast. Got a quick preview of the Norwich game and obviously give my thoughts on the window. Obviously, it's great news that we've got Hugo Lloris in. I know Super Spurs 112. He's been raving about him. Apparently, he's an amazing goalkeeper, and very very apt for the tactical vision that ABB has for us. Obviously, I'm not very happy that we haven't signed Moutinho. I don't know what's going on, and look, I don't know, these things aren't that transparent. We don't know a lot of what goes on, what doesn't go on. Obviously, for example, if I went for, if I go for a job, what happens really is between me, the interviewer, and the company, and it's no one else's business. And that's what let's not forget, this is a business, and what goes on between player and a club, employer and employee, potential employer, is their business. Obviously, we have vested interest in this because we support the club and we support the business. We have an emotional investment, but for those who, and let's face it, if you're a player, it's a financial investment. I can't blame players for acting a certain way. I like the fact that I like to think that players play for the club and play for the badge. I can't stand any of that. I'm going Benny Sokote. All the players that kiss the badge, they don't really care. I really don't think they do. I think they're happy when they win. For example, 2 years ago, I saw Luka Modric jump for joy when Peter Crouch scored. Now, was he genuinely happy? I like to think so. Yeah, of course he was. But then they stopped 2 years later, decided, a year later, I want to go to Chelsea or I want to leave to go for Champions League club. Ultimately, football is a finite career. You get 12, 13 years to be at the very top and to play for the best clubs and for the most amount of money and the most prestigious competitions. And if we weren't able to offer a package tempting of Moutinho, maybe we left it too late. We'll never know. It is what it is. Going to the Norwich game, let's not underestimate them. They've obviously signed Harry Kane on loan as a striker. That worries me a little bit because we only have two strikers. So if we are playing 4-3-3, we are taking that and the idea of false 9 incredibly seriously. I have nothing against Clint Dempsey. I think he was a good player, had an incredibly good season. But at the end of the day, if we replaced, Van der Vaart was an amazing player for us. Obviously, we had to let him go. Through no fault of his, it's just that he wants to be with his family. I think his wife and son still live in northern Germany. And I think it's very important that man does what he has to for his family. But for Clint Dempsey, I think he's a good player. Let's give him a chance. We haven't got rid of Janus, and we haven't got rid of Hudson. So I don't know how we're going to play this 4-3-3. I think we are going to do this 4-2-3-1. Moutinho hasn't come, and AB will say, well, I wanted too much money. Well, obviously we don't know if this is true or not. A fee was agreed, 22 million. We're thinking, yeah, that's fantastic. But the main one, Razzie, he said to me, you've got Moutinho, you've got Lloris, that's some really good deals here. And I'm like, do you know what? Until I see it on the official site, I believe nothing. And, for all those ITKs out there, you are. There's one guy called Spurs Insider. You are full of shit, okay? I have no idea why I'd want to be, why people want to be ITKs, why they think, oh, yes, I'm in the know, yeah, I know what's going on. You don't, because, even if you did, what you've been told is privileged information. You should have passed that on. If someone's told you something in confidence, then guess what? You keep it confidential. Anyway, going to Norwich, which I think for a lot of people will be an afterthought, which is I think could be very dangerous for us. Norwich will be using that thing. All the Spurs fans will be like pissed at Levy. We haven't signed the players we wanted. There'll be a muted atmosphere, and that's gonna be great. For them. So hopefully, I think they will start in the double pivot. It'll probably be Sigurdsson, Bale and Leonard. I think Clint Dempsey's clearance will clear in time. And he'll probably be Addy up front. Addy's not fully fit. It'll take him a while to get match fit, but I think hopefully he should be fit enough to start. And a week's training, he'll hopefully, obviously it's not the same as match fitness, but hopefully he'll be fully, fit enough to start. Same back four as last week. Obviously Hugo Lloris, I don't think he'll be ready to take over the sticks, but it'll be interesting to see in 2 weeks' time. You have Brad Friedel, he's going to lose his record. I mean, I think he's never missed a Premier League. He's never always been selected, so he's been a continuous unbeaten run. Now, I don't expect ABB to be guided by such sentiment. And that's one of those, it's one of those things that we can't be guided by sentiment. But I think Hugo Lloris has been an excellent signing. I think Norwich have made some good signings on Basson. I actually would put good money on Basson to score against us. I don't think he'll score the first goal, but I think there will be a goal against us, and it will be scored by Basson from a corner or something. I would like to see Stephen Corker start. I think we saw. I mean, I don't. Obviously, I don't know. Grant Holt isn't as quick as Lukaku. I mean, that combination of power and pace. It's very, very rare to be 6'4", but so quick, over 10 yards, and agile as well. That kind of agility is very rare. But I think it'll probably be Corker and Vertonghen, and I'm hoping that Sandro will be given the captain's armband. I think he deserves it. I think he is a player, and I remember this when we were watching him at Swansea. He had the Spurs flag draped around him. He obviously loves Spurs. He loves being Spurs. I'd like to wish Danny Rose all the very best of luck at Sunderland. I hope he'll get a great experience from there. And Harry Kane, obviously at Norwich, again, I wish him to have a great experience. I wish the best for Dos Santos and obviously Rafa van der Vaart, who we took to our hearts. And I'm a bit worried as a Spurs fan, who wouldn't be. And Arsenal got their signings in early. Cazorla was obviously an excellent signing for them. Podolski and Giroud haven't quite hit the mark, but who knows? If they hit it, that's fourth. And Chelsea, we saw last night. I mean, we saw how good an incredible finish. I mean, people say, I was a bit worried about Falcao because I thought, well, he's good in the air, but is he the kind of person that he has to, all he can do is score? Which I don't necessarily do stupid, but I think it works if you got someone who's so reliable that will just bang score, and it's just such a threat. I mean, that third goal, obviously that was on the break, but the way he goes to it, if you actually watch, he looks at the guy and he's actually playing him just to make sure that can you not see me in my eye line? I'm running in such a way that he can't see him in his eye line, and then suddenly he puts that burst of speed, and that's intelligent running. And you can do that if you've got an intelligent runner that can ball players out of position. That's as good. For to score goals, but if you've got to worry about him, like I'm watching him, you don't see the other person who has run created space for. So, we weren't going to get Falcao last season, and the wages and everything else he was on, no way. And I think, given how well he's done this year, I think he'll be after, if not Real Madrid or Villa, not Real Madrid or what do I call it, Barcelona. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, I'm sorry for a very muted Spurs video podcast. It's a bit disappointing because I was staying up till about 11. I thought, screw it, I'm going to bed because this is just, I'm not going to waste any more time with this. And hopefully, fingers crossed that, we don't live to regret. Because I know guys saying, we've got money in January. Look, in January, they're even more low to get rid of their players. And you pay an even higher premium, okay? And half the season's gone by then. It's about, 18 games in? And you want to risk these 18 games thinking, we'll get someone in January? Look, I respect all you guys. And, I understand, you're Tottenham till you die, and I can get that. Believe me, I was born, for those of you that don't know, I was actually born and raised in Tottenham. Well, actually, I don't know, I was born in Archway, but I was raised in Tottenham since I was about 6 months old. And I lived on the heart of the Park Lane end from the ages of 7 to 12. And even now, I live in Enfield. I can actually jog. I can actually run to the stadium in 25 minutes. If I so desire, that's, because I know a shortcut, that's just how close I am. So don't dispute on top of credentials. At the end of the day, you have to be able to say, do you know what? Dissent is the ability to dissent from the crowd, the ability to say, do you know what? I see things differently is one of the most important rights we have. And I disagree. I mean, who knows? Hamilton might still come. I seriously doubt that. But we have got Dembele in, which I think is a good sign. I don't know, was it third party or something? Well, do you know what? That's what happens if you leave this in the last minute. I think Clint Dempsey, I wish him well, but I think, for me, Clint Dempsey has all the things of, lipstick on a pig kind of thing, We didn't get who we wanted, but we put lipstick on this pig. Who knows? Spurs don't fall for it. We don't. We're very, very cynical. It was too big to be true about Moutinho. I was like, no, that's too good to be true. Moutinho, And there were players like Pjanic who we could have gone for easily. We could have easily gone for those guys who didn't have that third party shit going on, but we didn't. You know, you have to have a backup. You have to think these things through. But we didn't, and we are going to suffer at the end of the day. Anyway, Spurs video podcast. You know, like I said, I think, you know, what I don't want is another Samosa season. I don't think we'll have one. I think we have got goal scorers up front. We've got some creativity in midfield. We've obviously lost Modric and we've lost Rafa. We've lost two of our best players, but you know, we'll have to keep going forward. I'd like to give a shout out to all you Spurs fans. Enjoy today. Unfortunately, I won't be able to. I hope I can catch the game on highlights. I'm actually going to the Olympics today, so there won't be a review of the game afterwards. But if I can catch it on some kind of torrent or something, which I don't do, obviously, because that's illegal. But no, I have to watch it match of the day. But there won't be a review of the Spurs game today, just purely because I won't be able to watch it. Anyway, as always, I want to give a shout out to all the Spurs fans. Enjoy the game, and please click on the ad links. And as always, come on you Spurs.